Hey everybody, this is Rusty again with Collector Auctions, and I have got a brand new CGC unboxing for you. This is probably one of the largest orders that I have submitted in the last 2 to 3 months. I had slowed my submissions, mostly because I wasn't real happy with the way the grading was coming back on modern orders like this. So I've been waiting, and it seems like right now we're seeing a lot of orders come back in, and I'm seeing feedback from the community, feeling like the grading's gotten a lot better. And I'll tell you something else that's definitely on the plus side for CGC right now is their turnaround times. Now this order right here is a CGC Modern 9.8 pre-screen. I shipped this along with 2 other orders, and I'll explain what I did on this in a second. I sent this out in the last week in October. It literally had 3 orders in there. It had this order, that's 25 books. It's a pre-screen, like I said, 9.8 pre-screen. And then I had 2 other orders. One is a fast track economy order, which it's already shipped. It's already shipped as well. And I've got that coming back in a couple of days. We'll go over that in a little bit. Well, we'll go over that in the next video, really. And then the third order, the one that got this order really into the system quick, was I sent 2 books in for the Todd McFarlane signing. And when you do that, of course, you mark the box so they know it needs to be opened as a priority. And so I put this order and the economy order in there. And as I said, on the economy, I paid extra. Got that fast tracked, and it's already done. Well, I'm telling you, this order right here, as I said, last week in October, it was in their system by November 10th. So we're going to talk, so that's at least 10, I'd say 10 to 15 days. It was in the system. You could pull it up online. I could see my order November 10th. It was shipped November 14th. Today is November 16th. That's crazy how quick they actually got this through right there. And I knew it was quick. I mean, as soon as it got in their system, they pretty much graded it and had it almost out the door. And the reason I knew that was I got the bill for this. And with a pre-screen, you get that bill once it's determined what books are actually going to get graded. And I got the bill back in, and I did some math, and I'm going, okay, well, it obviously wasn't I didn't get charged for the incomplete order, but so not everything made a 9.8. There were definitely a few books in there. I'm still trying to figure the math, because every failed book, it costs you $8 for them to look at the book, and that's what they charge right now. Honestly, I'm expecting them to pick that up, increase the price at some point. But right now it's $8. So you figure, okay, the bill was about X, and if you kind of do the math, it's like, how many books did you actually get graded, plus the $8 per book that you didn't get graded? And I'm sitting there going, okay, I'm not good at math. That's what I figured out real quick. I'm hoping, I think it was around at least 17. I'm hoping it's closer to 20. I didn't do the math exactly. I think I worked this out the other day, but that's okay. Now, the other thing that's special about this order is, yes, it's all 98 pre-screens in here, but there are a handful of books that were failed 9.8s in previous orders. And yeah, it's probably, some of those probably still didn't make it through. And probably that's going to be the last time I put it in for a 9.8 pre-screen. We'll see. But I'll go over those books as we go through, and I'll tell you which ones were a failed pre-screen, which ones are just a modern or book. First time I've sent them in. So anyway, here's the box. Oh, it's nice and heavy. I like that. I like heavy pre-screen orders, because that means you got a lot of books through. And as I said, this is a 9.8 pre-screen. It means that we don't have to do a grade reveal. You already know what the grade is. The only thing is going to be is, what are the books? What did I get here? And we'll go over fair market values. Actually, I don't even have my sheet. I can't go over fair market values, but what I'll do is I'll put the values on the screen, what a 9.8 is running on these books. So that way you can kind of get an idea of what I'm speccing on. A lot of these books are going to be for resale. A few of these books are going to stay in the PC, but for the most part, this is a order that was designed for resale to help pay for some of the hobby. And we'll go through the books, and I'll explain a little bit of my methodology with choosing some of these books. So, anyway, yep, there's the box with the fails in there, and yeah, lots of 9/8. We'll count afterwards. We'll just go through this and enjoy the books. I'm so excited. Can't believe how fast they got this through. Oh, I'm so excited. Very first one off the bat here. Failed, excuse me, failed 9.8 pre-screen. And I tell you, I didn't do much to this. And I'll go over all this. This is Daredevil number 29 with the David Nakayama cover of Elektra, the Virgin cover of this. And I'm going to tell you something. I am so excited about this because I've got the matching cover. It was still issue number 29. He did matching covers. The other one, I should have pulled it out and had it ready to go, but I wasn't sure if this one made it through. It's the mirror image of Elektra, except in her new Daredevil costume. And I love this. I don't go nuts over a lot of the David Nakayama covers. There's a few that I really love, and the other ones I'm just kind of okay with. But I love this Elektra one. I love the Daredevil one. And I went in on these. These are exclusive from, I believe it's Unknown. Yeah, Unknown Comics. And I only bought one of the Elektra cover. It was an eBay purchase from somebody. It was from Unknown Comics. And I thought this looked spectacular. Well, I also bought the Virgin of the Daredevil costume. And I bought one of that, and it wasn't quite up to snuff. And so I ended up buying another one from another seller. And I ended up having an early mistake in my cleaning and pressing. And I ended up putting a... excuse me, get a little dry throat there. I put a little bit of a burnish on the gloss, and I'm like, oh crap. And then so I ordered another one, and that one came, and it had a giant finger tick over here that was color breaking, and I'm like, oh my god, I can't get this book as perfect as I need it. Well, I eventually got it, and I submitted in two different orders. I submitted this one because it was super clean, and I submitted the other one. Well, the other one, I ended up getting back quicker because back in October, they were doing orders super quick, but their grading was a little iffy. But I got that one back before I even got this one. I had sent this one first, then the other one later, but I got the other one later quicker. Got the 9/8. This one finally came back in, and it was a failure. And I'm like, I don't know what I missed on this. So all I did was I took it back out. I went over the spine again with a little bit of a tack iron. I didn't do anything to this book. I didn't clean it, and there was nothing wrong with this book. And this was probably the easiest book to resubmit. I probably didn't need to do anything, but I did give it a nice little quick press, nothing serious. But now I've got a matching set to these. This is completely a PC book. I am so excited about that. I don't even know what it's worth, to be honest with you. I think actually, I take that back. I know exactly where now. You could buy it on eBay for about $86 and then shipping. Okay. Oh, this is going to be nice. All right. This is a brand new book, and I might have a couple of these in here. I don't know how many I did. This is Incredible Hulk 181. You know, it's an easy 9.8. No problem, guys. Anybody interested in this? Well, this is actually a facsimile edition. And if you watch my channel over time, you know I love facsimile editions of some of these classic books. This is great just sitting here in a PC. What a wall display this is. And I know people can poo-poo on facsimiles, but because, oh, it's not the real thing. What are you wasting your money? Well, this right here, I don't have the number in front of me, but I know what these go for. These are $100 to $125, maybe $130 books right here, graded. Every book that you send in that you want for resale, you want at least that, right? So there's nothing wrong with this. And plus, it's just a classic cover. And how would you not want this, even if it's a facsimile reprint? So, super excited. Oh, that's awesome. That was brand new. I'm not sure where I picked that up. I've picked that up several times over the last year. Oh, and here's another one. So now I've got 2 of those out of there. I think I had 4 of those that I was working on, and the other 2 were a little bit suspect, so I just didn't submit them in this order because I had other things I wanted to. I thought, okay, if I really want to submit them, I'll submit those later. But got a couple of those. I've already got one of those in my PC, so these are completely for sale. And I want to say I didn't pay more than like $10 a piece for those comics either. All right, we're going to continue with the facsimile train here. This is Hulk number 1, and this one was spectacular. I had this already once, and I remember the other one had a little bit of a corner ding. Just, oh, it was ever so slight, and I worked on that real gently, got it laid flat. I wasn't sure how it was going to do. I got a 9.8 on that. I might have already sold it, to be honest with you, but I found another copy, and so another $10. I don't even know if I paid $10 for this book. Maybe a lot of these times you find them, and people have stacks of these things, and they're blowing them out and pick them up for $5, and like, okay, they're no problem at all. So we got Hulk number 1, 9.8 facsimile. All right, continuing here. Oh, this one, it's going to be nice to see the value put up over here on the screen someplace or down here below. But this is Spider-Man 641. This was a failure. This was a failure. And I was pissed. What a great cover. This is, what is this, One Day More? Yeah, One Moment in Time. So just, what a great cover. A negative space cover. And I think the spec on this was a little bit of the storyline, but mostly the cover. And it is super clean. This blue really can pick up an easy spine tick. You can see that white just pop through. And I thought it was super clean. I was a little shocked that it didn't come through. I think it ended up having a little bit of a, what do you call it? Actually, what do you call it? Where a stacking crease. A little bit of that, if anything. I mean, I've seen worse books get 9.8s with things like that. There wasn't much wrong with this. This was an easy clean as well, but it's a little bit older than, say, that Daredevil and those reprints. This spine right here can split. When I say split, the crease can break a little bit harder than you'd like. So I had to be careful, a little bit more careful with this one. But that is exciting. This one's actually, as a 9.8, is actually probably the most valuable book that you'll see so far in this order. There might be some more in here that have more value, but I'm not sure yet. Oh, what do we have here? Oh, yes. Wow, I didn't. This is one that I didn't think was going to get it. This right here was Something Stealing the Children, number 1. This is the 3rd print. And I picked this up. It was one of my very first Facebook Marketplace purchases. And I found this. Somebody had listed it, and it popped up, and I jumped on it. And it just was, the front was fantastic. The back, yeah, I can still see it. There is on the back here, and I'm not going to move the camera and show you, I'll just point to it. Sorry, throat is really dry today. Sorry about that, guys. Right here, there is a little spot right there. I mean, it's not on the spine, it's near the staple, but it's like, I think it's been color rubbed. And there's just a black cover, and you got a little white dot right there. And I was not sure that this was going to meet the 9.8. This is exciting. Although the values on these number 1s have really dropped over the last year, I think we're going to see these return, and we'll get bigger. We'll get a price bump on all of these. I think once we finally get Something Stealing the Children in the news again, in something in the media, something's going to happen. well, I think these will come back pretty good. Even now, I think I think I will, even with the grading, I think I'll do pretty good on this. But that is exciting. Wow, looking at this order, that was one that was on that questionable spectrum right there. All right. Ooh, okay. So this is. Oh wow, I can even see a little spine crease right there. This is one of the modern hot books right now. Something still on 8 Billion Genies #1. I think this is regular cover A. I just picked it up off the newsstand. I didn't even know how big a book this is going to end up being, but I think I've got 2 more in here. I hope both of them make it, but I only had one of cover A here, and so that is exciting. This is a book I went ahead and put in because it looks like the value of the 9.8 is going to hold up a little bit. All right, continuing here. Yeah, this is the Ryan Brown variant cover, the Curse Words Vaniversary version. I know this is Third Eye Comics. My LCS, one of my LCSs, sponsored that. You can see their logo right back here. So I've got 2 of these. I don't know if the other one made it through yet, but I got a 9.8 on that. I think this was one of their Facebook auctions that they had put up. I want to say I won a lot of these. I don't remember picking them up at the store, but I remember I picked up 2 of these, and I can't imagine that I picked up 2 of these just at the store like that. I don't even remember that, but I do remember picking up at least one, and maybe it was all in the same auction. Oh, and here we go. There's the second one of that right there. So that is awesome. All of these are going to be for sale. I've read the book and everything, so I don't need to hold on to it. So we're going to have 3 8 Billion Genies #1s for sale there. All right, continuing here. As much as I was afraid that Something's Killing Children #1 was not going to make it, and that one, I bought it, and I bought it for speculation. I bought it for resale. I bought this one for me because it's one of my favorite covers, and I didn't think it was going to make it. The back cover had a spine tick that was slightly color breaking. I can see it right here, but I worked it out to where it was so minute, and there was nothing else wrong with this book. And this is one of those that I wanted in 9.8. I would have been disappointed in 9.6 only because of the amount of money I spent on this book. But this is a PC. This was one of my 2 favorite covers of 2021. This is by Art Germ. It is Heroes Reborn #1, and you got Power Princess there on the cover. It is the Virgin edition. This is an expensive book. As a 9.8, it is a valuable book and just absolutely stunning. I tell you this, my 2 favorite covers. Let me see if I even have it sitting here. No, I don't. I was going to say my 2 favorite covers of 2021 both came from this Heroes Reborn storyline, and I don't remember which issue the other one was exactly. Both of them were Power Princess by 2 different artists. This was the first one. I got the regular cover with the trade dress already graded for the PC, but I saw the version that was out there, and I'm going, I've got to have this. There's times when I buy books for the PC because, okay, they're collectible, and I did enjoy storylines and everything. This right here, I bought this for the cover. Just absolutely stunning. Absolutely, what a PC book for me, man. And that is a win because on this back right here, there is a little speck right there. I worked it out. It looked worse when I got it, and I was a little pissed because there's not many of these out there, and there was a little spine tick right there, and I worked it out, and I smoothed it out, and it is minute. Boy, man, I did a good job on that. You can't hardly see it. That is awesome, but we got the 9.8. Super excited about that. All right. Ooh. Okay, so we got another Something Killing Children. This is the 5th printing, and I had 2 of these in the order. I don't know if both of them made it yet or not. I bought this down at Heroes Con back in June, And I picked this off the stand. Again, the price on this has dropped. It's even dropped since I bought the book. So I'll have to double check to see if holding on to it is smart, or right now is trying to get out of it a little bit. I think with the grading and the price I paid for this, I still will be able to make a little bit of money on it. But just another great book. It's not one. I don't think this is one of the most popular covers, but at the time when I bought them, I think it was $100, and I made the decision at the time that it would have been it was worth the investment. And when I say it was $100, it was $100 on the stand, but I bundled and I got the price down some. So my guess is I probably paid closer to $80 for both of these. The other one too, but I don't know if it got graded. I'm not looking down to see what I got. I'm even trying to hold it up. Oh, but hold up I was going to say I was hiding the grade, but look at that. We got another 9.8 on that. So again, both of these are going to end up being for sale. I don't need to hold on to either of those books. I've got 8th print number 1s that were perfectly fine to keep in my PC, but these right here are going to definitely be for sale. That's awesome. It's one of those. It's like what was his name from A-Team, where he goes. Basically, I love it when a plan comes together. Well, these were planned. I bought these. I bought them with the intention of cleaning, pressing, and reselling at some point, hoping to pay for some of the other orders and everything. What's happened since, even over the last year, the prices have continued to go down. So, yeah, it's a lot of money invested, and you're kind of losing out a little bit because the market has been going down. Ooh. Okay, so this right here, I think everybody knows what this is. Sorry about that. This is Black Panther number 3. This is the first appearance of his son. And I want to say Atosin Adoye. I probably mispronounced that pretty bad. This is a book that I was not buying. I remember going to the LCS, and I'm just previewing. Is that a word, previewing? I was viewing all the new books on the stand. Hang on, monitor going to sleep. And when I order books every month from M&M Comics, they come in. I pre-order everything, and it's always a big order because I do it monthly and I get a big discount. But there's always books that are not on the list that I might have missed, and so I go to my LCS and I pick up things on the newsstand, but on the stand on New Comic Book Day. And I remember this was not on the radar, but this Alex Ross cover was so dynamic. I'm going, hey, I've got to have a copy of this. What a great cover. And didn't think anything about it, because if I want to be really honest with you guys, I don't really read much of the comics anymore. I buy them because I collect them. I read storylines. I read little bits and pieces here and there. I bought this because of the cover. I don't know. Maybe I'm just not enjoying most of the modern comics as much, but there are tidbits here and there that I like. And Usagi Yojimbo, I will read the moment I get that book, no matter if I buy it off the stand or if I buy it through my subscription service. It's always my first book I read. But a lot of the other books get skimmed. And maybe that's a fault with me, but this is a book that wasn't even on my radar, but this cover, as I said, was just so dynamic. So we got this one. I think I have about 2 more in here. Hopefully that they'll both all grade out this way. I had held on to this. I was going to submit it much earlier, and I had been slowing my submissions. I wanted to not rush in on these hot books of the month. And then 3 months later, 4 months later, when the book finally comes back and the market's dried up, or I shouldn't say dried up, gone down, I didn't want to be left holding a book that I was going to literally, if I wanted to get out of it, I'd have to sell for $50. I mean, it's ridiculous. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to see if the value was going to maintain. And for the most part, it looks like the value is held up on this book a lot. So I went ahead and submitted this. I've got 2 more in here. Again, I don't know yet if all 3 of them have made it. It looks like they've done pretty good about keeping the same books together. So let's see what we got. Yep. So here's number 2 of that. Number 2 of number 3. So to get that. And let's see what's next. Let's see if this one made it. Yeah. So all 3 of those made it. So got to be happy with that. And again, at least 2 of those are going to be for sale. I'll probably sell all 3 of them, to be honest with you, because as much as I love the cover, I don't. It's not something I necessarily need as a keeper. Ooh. I think this was a fail. Oh, I'm holding the gradient. This is Thor number 1. And I have to go back and look at my notes. I don't think this was a fail. I think this was... It was either a pickup from Charlotte back in June, or it was a Whatnot pickup, because I picked up a couple of these, one from each place, over the last 6 months. And this book has gone down in value a lot. And this... I want to pay. It's like definitely paid too much for it down in Charlotte, and I just wanted to go through. I go ahead and get this thing graded and get the value put back in. This is why I put it in a 9.8 pre-screen. I didn't want this book to suffer going down to a 9.6 with the money that, if this is the one from Charlotte, I need to get this graded. I need to sell it. I need to get out of this book. That's, to be honest with you. This book, I've put too much into it. I think I'm under at the moment by the 9.8 value for the fair market value. I won't be able to, I don't have it in front of me, but I can basically, I think that's where we are on that. So that is really awesome. Well, it's just, what a fantastic cover. And then here's the last one, and I'll do a count, and then we'll go through the failures. Yes! Here is one that was a failure that made it through. I am so excited. Batman Adventures number 1. Obviously, it's not as expensive as Batman Adventures number 12, but this being the very first issue of that series has become a semi-popular book. People want that book. So that right there, just exciting. I think, what did we get? 3 or 4 failures that didn't, I basically got back again. This book looked really clean. This one I worked a little bit more on that spine. I think there were some visible creases that I still worked out. Took a lot more work on this one than the other ones that made it back through. But, man, that is super exciting right there. All right, so how many did we get? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, 17. That's kind of what I think I came up with when I was doing the math. And yeah, that pretty much worked out. Let's see. I can only remember one book in here that I had submitted that I know I had submitted before. And if I'm right, I probably should have submitted it for a 9.6 pre-screen. I probably shouldn't have put it back into a 9.6. I'm always learning, but that doesn't mean that the next order is going to be perfect. You have books, you want to put it in. Would you be happy if it got a 9.6? I think that's where a lot of these fell into. Oh, yeah, I'm looking at some of these. Now, we'll go through them, and because they weren't all failures here. They've got some new stuff in here. So we had 2 copies of Amazing Fantasy number 15, and I'm going to say I'm disappointed on these, but I'm not 100% surprised. I know there was a little color rub on both up here in this area around the staple, but just like the other failures, I will take these aside, set them aside, and take them and see if there is anything else that I really just missed, or did I misjudge if I really should have went in. I have a feeling that this might have been a little bit of that, where I wanted to will these things to be a 9.8, because these actually, as a 9.8, are really pretty good. I want to say, I'm guessing I should put a value on these as well if you'd gotten a 9.8. I want to say these were around $175, $180 9.8s, and that's why I wanted to go ahead and get them in there. I didn't want them as a 9.6, so that part I'm okay with. On these kind of like this, I don't want this falling down to 9.6. The desirability just isn't there. It's not going to be worth it. So we will reevaluate those. Oh. Yeah, I'm looking at these. The rest of these are failures again. I will not be resubmitting these, I'm pretty sure. We had a copy of Crisis on Infinite Earths. And what's a shame is I have got a few other failures in there that were, and I felt like this was the best of the lot. This one's driving me nuts. This is Spectacular Spider-Man 131, part of Craven's Last Hunt. This one, again, is a disappointment, but this is the one I said I should put in that 9.6 pre-screen. This is it's probably the best copy I've got left raw of Secret Wars number 1. Secret Wars number 7. Secret Wars number 10. All failures for a second time. And then Watchmen number 10. Again, another failure. I don't think I can put any of these into a 9.6, which is why I wanted them in the 9.8. I'm not going to put them in the 9.6. The value isn't really there on a lot of these. Secret Wars number 1 is probably the exception. What I should do on these is, on the failures, I'm going to put a 9.8 value, and I think I'll go ahead and put a 9.6 just so you can see. And maybe, obviously I won't be able to comment on it, but I'll put those prices there, and you can see if maybe I made a mistake by not putting it in 9.6. Maybe I misjudged that, and I'll use this as a learning tool myself. So anyway, guys, that is it. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this. I got at least, let's see, let me do a quick 1, 2, yeah, so 3 failures made it through as a 9.8. 2 books that I questioned whether they were going to get the 9.8, got the 9.8, and that is the big win of this right here. Those 2 books, the Heroes Reborn and the Something School and Children number 1, third printing, absolutely came back as that 9.8. I couldn't be more happy with that. I'm so excited. So I hope you enjoyed the video today. I hope you enjoyed these. Let me know what you think of the books. If you're interested in any of these, reach out. They are going to be available. I'll put them on Shortbox. They'll be on my eBay store. And I don't know. I need to get back on Facebook Marketplace, but I haven't. I took everything down on there, and because I wasn't getting a lot of responses, so I think I'm going to revisit that as a selling platform. And yeah, I'm going to see. I'm not sure what, except for the Heroes Reborn, I'm not sure what else is necessarily going to stay in the PC. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I've said that 3 times already. I am out of here. I will see you for the next one. Take care.